So in the last video I made about the best patrol militia rifle for Australian civilians, I sort of touched on just really the very basics of basics. So I said in that video there is no best rifle. The best one is the one that you've got, okay? And then that would also double as the best one that you've got for your intended purpose. So if there's any guys that were scouting, doing reconnaissance, doing coast watch duties, and they're in the northern part of Australia, anywhere from across this middle line here, or basically across the Tropic of Capricorn and north, that's crocodile country, okay? So there's man-eaters up there. So this is where having a 223 rifle may not be the best rifle for you in that environment. You know, no different to if you're out here on the plains or in any of the open wooded country that we've got a lot of, and then around any of the hills and hillier country, oh, we got small valleys, small mountains and dales and etc. That's where you may want to have a rifle and a cartridge capable of reaching right out a long way away with still enough sufficient energy to do the job at hand. So it's very, very, and that's why at the very beginning of the last video I said I'm trying to make a very hard video or hard subject, because it's extremely hard. You know, there's no real one firearm and one bullet that can do the job of everything, okay? So crocodiles, you know, there's something that generally you don't see up close. The one that gets you is the one that you can't see, and he surprises you. So in that scenario, it's very similar to like a bear in Northern America. You need to have firepower, or dangerous game in Africa. You know, you need firepower that can stop it instantly, and we don't have automatics or semi-automatics, so you've got one or very few shots to make it count, okay? So 12 gauge shotgun, buckshot, solid slug. Any of the heavier caliber rifles made for deep penetration, which, you know, because of the size and the size of some of the animals in this country, we already have, you know, fairly stout cartridges. Just like this is a 375 Ruger, okay? That's quite a substantial cartridge, and you know, it's what's considered like, you know, the minimum sort of caliber for African elephants and buffalo and things like that, which we have buffalo, wild scrub bulls up here. Not that they're particularly dangerous unless you're really going to get close to them, but because people do hunt those animals in this country, there are these rifles. Crocodiles are a protected species, so we're not allowed to go hunting them, but in an environment where we're asked to put people's lives on the line and go into those remote areas where there's no help around, no hospitals or medical facilities around for a long time, and we're asking you on behalf of the nation to watch our coastline and potential landing sites, you know, some of the guys are going to have to be armed with things that are potentially protection rifles. So, and then depending on the type of heavy powered rifle you use for self-defense against crocodiles, also could double up as somewhat of a heavy hitting round in another type of rifle for another type of application. So semi-anti material. Not necessarily an armored vehicle, but there are times when you need the extra power to stop things that are more than a man. That could be a drone, that could be a helicopter, that could be light armored vehicles or non-armored vehicles, unarmored vehicles. Body armor could be breaching a wall, punching holes in a structure so you can now see or fight through a wall. A heavy caliber rifle could punch a hole through a brick wall, a mud wall, or something similar. So or then used in a rifle that's heavier, longer range, long barrel with longer range projectiles. The 375 can reach a long way away with the right setup. So there are just a couple more things to consider. Those rifles again are going to weigh more, so it's not like every man in the team would be carrying that same rifle. So different rifles for different applications. I'll just leave it there.